Hi, I'm George Cox. We are at Miracle Field at NARA Park. On today's show, information on herbal supplements, an update at the Acton Memorial Library, and a ribbon cutting with the Middlesex West Chamber of Commerce. We had a chance to visit with Jackie Nickel at the Huntington Learning Center on information on how you can better your child's education.
Tell us a little bit about the center here.
Sure. Here at Huntington Learning Center, we help students mostly in K through 12, and we offer 3 different services here. We offer our skill building service, and what that does is it helps students who are just generally struggling in school, and so we have them come into the center. They go through a nice in-depth evaluation, and we put together a really individualized plan to help them get where they need to be so that they can be successful on their own. We also help students if they're struggling in a specific science or math class in middle school or high school, and so they can actually come here, work one-on-one with an expert, and get help with their actual coursework. And then the last service that we provide is test prep. So we help students prepare for college entrance exams like the SAT, the ACT. We also help younger students to get into private high schools and middle schools with the ISEE and the SSAT.
And what advice would you like to give parents who actually see, their child struggling in some certain topics? Why would they want to come here?
Yeah, well, the first thing I would say to a parent who's seeing their child struggle is go talk to the teacher, right? That's definitely the first step, is you want to go engage with that teacher. But if the school can't provide what your child needs, that's the time where you might start looking for outside help. And the best thing you can do is to just find out some information, give us a call. It's really easy, it's just 1-800-CAN-LEARN, and that way you can talk to us, really speak to someone who's gonna understand what your child's going through and help walk you through what the next step should be.
And everybody gets so stressed out when they go to take the SATs. Why is it important to, offer some of these prep courses for the SATs?
Right, the SAT, the ACT, those are really hard tests. And for the most part, a lot of students are prepping for them. And so you really want to know what you're going to be getting into when you go into one of those tests. And in order to be competitive, if you're trying to get into a really top college, it really requires you to prep at that point.
So what are some of the methods that you use to help people, help some of the students prep for some of these courses and help them, be a better student?
Sure. So when it comes to test prep, what's always part of our programs are full-length practice tests. So yes, we are going to have you come in and sit down for that full 4-length evaluation, but it's really going to give us a clear idea of what skills you're really great with and what are the skills that we can help you with. And then our test prep, it's always done one-to-one. So that way you're just working on the skills that you need so that you can really master that test.
Is there a particular area like science or math or English that's, really in demand right now?
I mean, math and science are always really in demand. It's because those are just challenging for a lot of students, and so we really provide a nice space for them to come and get help with that.
Now, speaking of space, let's take a walk around here. Tell us about, the area here.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is our lobby. That would be my office as the center director, where I'm able to meet with parents and speak one-on-one about them, about their students' progress. If we come through here, this is where the learning is going to take place. Over here we have our one-on-one rooms. This is where we're going to conduct our initial evaluation, but also we use this space because sometimes students want a more quiet area, a private area to work in, and so this provides that for them. If we then go out on the floor, you can see that we have over 1,000 pieces of curriculum, and that's what all of these binders are. And then we have lots of spaces where the students work. So they're set up in sort of cubicles. That's because everyone who's here, they're working on a one-on-one basis, and so they're really getting that individualized attention. So we want them to have their own space for that. And then our last room back there, that's really, we might have younger students work in this room. That way they can have a little more space to move around. But this is also where test prep, we end up doing our practice tests, because we'll have multiple students coming through on weekends and taking practice tests with us, and then this gives them that little bit of that group feeling so that they can sense what it's going to be like on test day.
Now, is there any financial aid available, or is it all is the cost involved of? I know it's probably all listed on your website and stuff. Is there any aid available for people or any options?
So we work with a lot of different financial options. We've really paired up with the company Your Tuition Solution, which allows you to take the cost of one of our programs and spread it out. It's kind of like a student loan, but we actually have promotional programs that we do which are interest-free with them. We have other ones which are longer term, and so we really work hard to make it work in your family's budget.
And having an education is so important these days, and I think what you're doing here is just strengthening, somebody's future, and how good does that make you feel?
Oh, I absolutely love working here. It's something that I've been doing since 2012, and to be honest, it's not what I intended to stay with, but I can't leave. It just gives me such a good feeling to know that we're really helping the kids. And the reason I'm still here today is because of the kids. It's really because of the success that I see here.
Excellent. And if people are watching at home and maybe their child is struggling or their teenager is struggling and they would like to get help, what information can you give them for the website and how to find you?
Yeah, so you can find us at acton.huntingtonhelps.com, or you can just call 1-800-CAN-LEARN, and that'll get you right over to an agent who will be able to speak to you and really give you an idea of what the next step should be.
And they are located right here in the Gog Park. Jackie, we'd like to thank you so much for talking to us today. And like I said, we'll have the website on the screen, so please give them a visit. You may have seen Deborah Stark's show, Eat Well, Be Happy, but she has a beautiful Deborah's Natural Gourmet right here in Concord. We had a chance to talk to her son, Adam Stark, about the importance of herbal supplements. Tell us about, why people should take some of these supplements. One of the most popular ones these days.
Why people should take supplements is a simple question with an extraordinarily complicated answer. I think the main reason people are going to take supplements is because they have a specific thing they're looking to address. I've seen some low bone density numbers. I am having irritable bowel syndrome. I have joint pain. So people will come in and ask for a specific situation. And there also is a belief sometimes we can just take them as an ongoing thing for general health, to reduce the risk of disease or to make up for deficiencies in the diet.
And what would be good for, I know a lot of people this time of year suffer from allergies. What type of, is there anything people can take to help alleviate some of those symptoms?
Yes, there are a lot of things we can do for allergies. My favorite product is actually a product called the Northeast Allergy Mix by a company called King Bio. It basically is a very dilute preparation of a lot of the local allergens we might have a problem with when we inhale them. I know it seems a little bit fruity, but it is an established principle in formal immunology. If we have an inappropriate immune response in the airways or in the body, having a very dilute version of that same allergen or antigen in contact with the mouth can actually tell the immune system, basically, this is not a threat, we don't want to attack it. So this formula, I tell people, do 3 sprays in your mouth, 1, 2, 3. Tastes like water, it's easy to give kids. 3 sprays, 1, 2, 3. Do that 3 times a day. Do that for 3 days. If you're not 90% better, we'll give you your money back. I have been so impressed with it. And by the way, the money back guarantee is from us, not the manufacturer. Beyond that, if you are looking for a general anti-allergic, not just specific to our local pollens, there's a lot to be said for a nutrient called quercetin. There's a lot to be said for an herbal formula called Aller7. I know you talked about 2-minute interviews, so I want to go off in great detail, but honestly, come on in and talk to some of us. We're happy to go on at great length in person.
And if you want more information, again, you can visit their website at deborahsnaturalgourmet.com, and you can watch Deborah's show, Eat Well, Be Happy, on our website at actontv.org. Adam, we're going to let you get back to work. And
This was a surprise visit. I was unprepared for this.
Thank you so much, Adam. He didn't know we were coming that day, and he gave me some Super Dragon Immune Booster, which really helped me out. So thank you very much for that. Coming up next, we have the ribbon cutting with the Middlesex West Chamber of Commerce, coming from Concord at Mark's Fencing.
Well, we want to know all about how you got involved in fencing. We have an Olympiad in our midst, and that's very, very interesting. We want to know about how you both got started in the sport, and then how Mark's Fencing Academy in West Concord came about. So Lisa first.
So I've been fencing a very long time, but I met Michael, and we were together, and actually we started in Oregon and started a national training center there, and eventually Michael came here
to build a club that was having some difficulty, to help him build the club back.
Well, Lisa, we're here to have a ribbon cutting to help celebrate this wonderful new business. Can you tell us about how that came about?
the business itself.
And the ribbon cutting.
And the ribbon cutting.
You joined the chamber?
Right, we joined the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce, and we had to postpone once for the ribbon cutting ceremony. And we picked this date in particular because we knew Ralph would be here, and we thought, what a better way to start his new life here in Massachusetts with us than with the ribbon cutting ceremony.
From the Speaker of the House and your state representative, Corey Atkins. It says, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Mark's Fencing Academy in recognition of the opening of your new business. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all your endeavors. Given on the 6th day of May 2016 at the State House, Boston, Massachusetts. Signed by Robert DeLeo and Corey Atkins. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much.
We'd like to thank Kathleen McDonald from the Middlesex West Chamber of Commerce. And remember, you can watch her show Business Matters at ActonTV.org. And for more information, make sure you visit marksfencingacademy.com. Coming up next, an update from the Acton Memorial Library with Marcia Rich.
Hi, my name is Marcia Rich, and I'm director here at the Acton Memorial Library. Wanted to bring you all up to date on some of the things that are going on at the library because there's always lots going on here. One of the most exciting things that we're doing now is we have a new offering. It's a story time for children to birth to just under 2, and the sign up for it begins May 31st. It's a great way for parents to meet other parents of young children and to start getting your children together with other youngsters, learning stories and songs and finger plays and things of that nature. The Friends book sale is coming up soon. That's the first weekend in June. Friday night is Friends members only. If you're not a member of the Friends, you can easily join at the door for a minimal fee. And Saturday is for the general public, 9 to 4. And then Sunday is half price day from 2 to 3:30. Something else that's new that's going on is we now have art in our YA area. We recently installed some hardware to make it easier to hang. So if any student artists are out there and like their things displayed, there's an application on the library website that will tell you how to do it and what we're looking for. Another thing that we have going on for students is we have, because there's always lots of folks in here studying for finals, and we have set aside meeting room space on quite a few evenings and afternoons to give high school students a little more chance to spread out, to talk together if they need to, or to be quiet if they need to. That information appears on our event calendar on, once again, the website, of course. The Summer Junior Volunteer Program will take place again this year. This is for children entering, I believe it's grade 5, 6, and 7. I could be wrong on that. It may be 6, 7, and 8. I should have my children's librarian here, and I don't. But anyway, it's a chance for children to volunteer for 5 hours over the course of the summer. They do need to sign up. They do need to go to an orientation program that includes some information about it, and that sign up is starting soon. Another thing that we have starting soon is this is in response to a few years ago we did a long-range plan, and one of the things that we heard a lot about was people would like a little bit of a cafe area in the library. So we have added a Keurig machine and the ability to have tea, coffee, hot chocolate, some things along that line, and that will be starting up soon. And to go with it, we're looking for community groups that would like to do bake sales. It could be scout troops, churches, the temple, band boosters. We're open to a wide range of possibilities, and that way, people can kind of come in and buy their coffee and have their cookies and buy their cookies and what have you. And once again, there's information on that on the website. Our first one is coming up for the bake sale in a couple of weeks. And then another thing that we have going on is for people who have Father's Day coming up, maybe have a graduate. We have travel mugs that are stainless steel inside and out, and it says Acton Memorial Library, 125 years, 1890 to 2015. And they make a nice little gift for your dad or your grad. Maybe you want to put a gift certificate to Amazon or their favorite clothing store or favorite golf shop, whatever, in with it. And it's a great way, particularly for somebody who's leaving Acton to go off to college, to remember their hometown. In addition to specific activities, we have museum passes. People can start booking those for summer fun. There are about 15 to 18 of them. Some are for indoor activities. Some are for outside things such as Drumlin Farms. We have our Civil War exhibit that's always available all the hours that the library is open. Maybe you have family or friends coming from out of town for graduation or over the summer. And you kind of want to get out and do something, but you don't want to really trek into Boston or something. If they're interested in history, the Civil War exhibit is a great place to stop by and spend an hour looking at things and learning some of the history in Acton. Some events that we have going on all the time, or not all the time, but regularly. We have drop-in technology help, including an evening session. We also have computer classes. All of those are noted on our website. We have a monthly family movie night, typically aimed at children up to about 10 years of age. We do ask that a parent stay with them or with each family group, and those on Friday nights, on one Friday night a month. And we also, because so many parents in town do work, we have evening story times, which are every Tuesday evening. And once again, information on just about everything we do is available, and far, far more than what I've been able to cover for you today. The information is on our website, which is www.actonmemorial.org. Thank you.
And if you want more information, make sure you visit the library's website at actonmemoriallibrary.org. Coming up next, we have the Recreation Director of Acton, Kathy Fochman, to talk about building a sports pavilion.
Hi, I'm Kathy Fochman, Recreation Director for Town of Acton. We're here at NARA Park in the upper parking lot, and I'd like to introduce you to a big project that's going on here starting this spring and into the summer. We're going to be building a sports pavilion. The sports pavilion is the result of a lot of hours of volunteer discussion and effort, and it's very exciting. What we're doing is taking two modular buildings that used to be housed here in Acton, and we're going to be putting them side by side on the edge of the sports field. And it's going to become, for us, the first sports pavilion at NARA Park. So, if you take a look, each of these buildings will be used for two different purposes. The first building closest to us is going to be a bathroom center. It's going to have a men's and a women's bathroom, and also a family bathroom that can be used by people of all abilities, including athletes that play at the Miracle Field. The second part of the building will provide office space, storage, and a future concession area for us to serve all of the athletes and families and everyone who uses NARA Park here at the upper field. If you look over here, there's a fenced-in area that shows the work site. This is where the two buildings will be put on foundations. Just this week, we're going to be having an excavator come in and dig holes in order to provide full basements for these two structures. Now, what's unique about this is these two structures are going to be put together and unified by a roof over the top. The roof is going to provide shelter. It's going to provide shade for anyone who's here, spending any time at the pavilion. So here we are between the two buildings that are going to make up the new sports pavilion structure. They're going to be brought a little bit closer together, forming a corridor that will go between the buildings. Overhead will be the roof, and the access into each building will be through the corridor side. Bathroom access on this side. This will give access to the office and snack bar areas. This will be shelter, a gathering place for people who are meeting here at the building. And then out front of the buildings over here is where the patio will be. And it'll be overlooking the fields. And the front of the building will be within walking access to the Miracle Field. So those who are at the Miracle Field would walk across their drop-off area, and they would be able to walk right into the corridor to access either the snack bar or the bathrooms. Here's a conceptual image of what the sports pavilion is going to look like. You can see the two buildings are side by side. There's a roof that crosses over, providing shelter between the buildings. This is not the final look of the pavilion. There's going to be a little more work done to refine exactly what that roof structure will look like. But this is gives you a pretty good idea of what the patio will look like overlooking the field. Here's the larger soccer field out here. The softball field would be in this area. Miracle Field would be up in that direction. Now, this project is really a community effort, really a grassroots effort. The Miracle League of Massachusetts has pledged to raise $100,000 to help fund this project. The town of Acton just granted a $350,000 CPA award towards the building construction as well. In addition, the Steinberg Lally Charitable Foundation is planning to donate 50% of what the Miracle League raises to go towards the construction. There's also going to be a lot of volunteer labor given by a number of different community members as well. So just like the building of the Miracle Field, the sports pavilion is again a great private-public partnership. We'd like to introduce you to the Miracle Field. The Miracle Field opened in 2012 after many years of discussion and really thinking about where could we build this wonderful facility in the town of Acton. The Miracle Field was originally actually a dirt baseball diamond over in Boxborough, the Blanchard School. The Recreation Commission in Boxborough very generously gave field time to the new Miracle League that was forming, and for many years they played there. However, they were looking for a more permanent home for their league. The league was growing by leaps and bounds, and there was actually what you might call a template for how to build a handicap-accessible baseball field. It comes out of an organization in Atlanta called the Miracle League of the USA, I believe. And somehow, we, Town of Acton, came up with the idea of creating this field out of the very corner of NARA Park. What we were able to do was to excavate what used to be a huge loam pile that sat here on the field. It was actually dug and hauled away, and it was designed such that the field came down and was sitting lower than the surrounding ground. It was all designed with the help and volunteerism of Stamsky and McNary, George Dimokrakis. He put together the design of the Miracle Field to make it totally functional with drainage and the ability to put down this very level surface. This is a rubberized surface that is perfectly level for use by those in wheelchairs or who need handicap-accessible features. Other handicap-accessible features of the Miracle Field include the rampway that leads down into the field. There's a drop-off area that people can use to bring their athletes for the games. There are dugouts. The dugouts are built with benches and water fountains. Everything is perfectly handicap accessible at this field. It's very unique. In fact, the Joseph Lally Miracle Field is the first that was built in the state of Massachusetts. So we're very proud of that fact.
We'd like to thank you for watching, and remember, if you have a show idea, maybe you want to be a correspondent, you can drop us a line at ActonTV.org. And don't forget, if you want to get your kids involved in our summer video camp, all the details are on our website. It's happening the second week of July. For all of us at Talk of the Town, I want to thank you for watching. I'm George Cox. We'll see you again next time.